Y'all know how it is to when you want to get something to go right, it never does. It never goes right. Did y'all know? Did y'all know how that's Murphy's Law? That's how Murphy's Law works, especially when you don't come straight home from uh, church services and you go get something to eat that you technically ain't supposed to be eating, and all kind of craziness goes crazy. That's how that works. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that, especially since it's that was completely unexpected, and that's what I get for trying to use the Apple tablet instead of using my trusty Android. Sorry for all of those who love Apple products out there. My Apple tablet let me down. It just kind of was like it crashed on me. Yeah, thank you. So definitely I appreciate you guys letting me come back and talk again. I'm sorry. Well, and then you know what? You guys are scrolling better. So yeah, maybe I should have just not fooled with the tablet. That's what I have. Look what it's telling me. It's error. This is what YouTube looks like for me. Hi, Sharon Burdette from Texas. How are you today? Thank you for being here. Sorry for losing you guys. I apologize. Hopefully this will continue to run us okay, and I probably won't be on the full. Oh, hey, Kip Frog. Probably won't be on for the full hour. So, because again, dealing with my pets, there is Treasure say so sad. I love my Apple product. Yeah, well, this one didn't help me tonight, and I have a fit with my Apple tablet. I'm not an Apple person, so can't see you moving. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Can't see me moving. I'm trying to get it set up where it's easier to see. Hello, Nancy T. How are you from Connecticut? Is everyone, I mean, it's still coming through okay? Let me know if you're having issues with it. And even though with the phone, I don't know how to adjust. I know on the computer how to adjust, but I don't know how to do with the phone. So at any rate, it's good here. Yeah, we just had the frozen thumbnail. We can see you. Sweet. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you letting me know that, because it's hard to tell on this end, especially when I'm not on the computer. On the computer, it gives me colors to let me know when the signal is good, when it's not, things of that magnitude. But on the phone and the tablet, it just doesn't tell me that. You guys are my first eyes and ears to when something's not going right. So I'm sorry. Thank you, Heather and Miss Terry and Tony and Gayleen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, it wasn't your tablet, Miss Lace. It wasn't. It was mine and my internet connection. As a matter of fact, I think something's going on with my house internet connection, because even the phone was saying it couldn't connect. So I just took it off of Wi-Fi and now I'm just using my phone, which usually works out pretty good. So refresh 3 times and finally got you. Okay, cool. Thank you, Miss Sheila. Oh man, so I hope you guys find this interesting. I know, as I mentioned, there's a lot of folks that keep asking me about this pegboard and how I put it together. Thank you, Miss Deborah. How I put it together, how it came about, and actually that's what I was saying before the tablet dropped off. I am a huge fan of Pinterest. How many of you guys like Pinterest in here? I'm sure many of you scroll Pinterest quite a bit, like I did. Used to be, before I reined myself in, I would be on Pinterest like this under the covers at night, scrolling endlessly for hours and hours. Yeah, see, the Pinterest is amazing with ideas and with especially for us crafters. So that being the case, I searched far and wide trying to find a really pretty yet functional way to display my threads. And now also, when I was on the tablet, someone asked me about dust on my threads, and do I have a problem with that? I personally don't, because especially those up there, I have a habit of using them pretty regularly. And even still, that's what this is hanging for, this little fuzzy car wash mitt. I got this from Dollar Tree. Hi, Melissa and Terry. I got this from Dollar Tree in the car section, the car wash section. And these little fuzzy fingers are excellent for catching dust and wiping things down. So I use this for Blessing to dust her off a lot of times. But I have a smaller one with a handle to it that I also got from Dollar Tree in the cleaning section with the gloves and stuff. And I can use that to wipe the threads down if I needed to. But for the most part, because I'm constantly going through my threads and using my threads, I don't have an issue yet with dust collecting on the threads. Now, at one point when I first started with the thread rack, before I actually went so far as to make it into a frame, when I just had just the racks hanging on the wall, I took like a tablecloth from Dollar Tree, the plastic party tablecloths, and I would drape it over my threads if I knew I wasn't, because at that time my business hadn't really picked up and I was out here maybe once a week, and I didn't want to have my threads exposed with me not doing anything with them. So in that instance, I actually did cover them up. There is Tressa says, I was fixing to ask what that lime green thing was. Hi guys, child. And also I want to say welcome to you, Janet from Hazleton, Pennsylvania. I appreciate you being yeah, the lime green thing with the fingers. It's a car wash sponge mitt thing. But I like it because these little microfiber fingers are excellent for dusting. As a matter of fact, if I come down here and show you, here's the dusting one that I got from Dollar Tree, chiffon duster. So this definitely helps with reaching up at the top and getting the dust off of stuff up high. So I like this too, and it's the same stuff. So if you see it in two different areas, you can definitely use them for the same thing. Melissa Hollis says, I have a question. Does Windows 10 have capability with the brother you have on transferring patterns to the machine? I have no issues whatsoever. Windows 10 has no bearing on whether you can get patterns or designs to your machine or not, because the connection is what makes the difference on getting patterns from your laptop or your computer to your machine. Because you can even use a thumb drive, and it doesn't matter whether you have Windows 3.1, as long as you have, well, it does matter with Windows 3.1 because that was like 25, 30, 40 years ago. But the 7, 8, 10, no matter what Windows, you can just use a thumb drive and transfer your thing. Miss Kim Lace, your room is amazing. Love it. Thank you. And yes, I am back. Unfortunately, my tablet crashed on me, so I had to swap to my cell phone in order to get back to you guys. Yay! Lots of fun. So in answering the prior question, yes, I don't have issues with dust on my threads because I use a duster. And it's not really that dusty in here like that. And again, too, because I'm constantly using my threads, I go through colors and swap colors a lot. I'll do a lot of custom designs. But the cool thing about the pegboard, when I scoured Pinterest, this was my favorite by far. I know there are some who use drawers, like the drawers that are at Walmart, the plastic ones, and they line their threads, and that's fine too. But my thing was, I wanted to see my threads and I wanted them displayed. I wanted them really pretty so that if someone came over, they could definitely see all the different colors. Sheila Cushionberry, no, I'm still using his laptop. So he's working full time now, so I have a free laptop. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Miss God's Child. I appreciate that. Yeah, I had fun making that particular shirt. But no, I am still using his laptop. So, and if you again have any questions as we go, hopefully I won't miss it. I'll try and answer them if I can. Miss Social Deb, canned air, blow any dust off the large spools that are out. That's excellent suggestion, because definitely the canned air isn't going to knock anything around, especially if you hold it, at the top of it and blow the dust off. You should be fine using compressed air as well. Is Kip Frog, is in Brilliance Essentials and So Art Level 1 good? I have not used in Brilliance Essentials, so I can't answer that question, unfortunately. Now, So Art, in my opinion, for a new person starting out wanting to try digitizing rather, they're wanting to try their hand at digitizing to see if they like it, because it's a learning curve. And it can be quite difficult, especially if you're going into the more complex designs. then definitely you want to try Sew Art, because the price investment is a huge difference from some of the bigger programs. So $75 versus, you know, $400, $500, $600. If you didn't like it, you lose $75. And no one wants to lose any money, don't get it twisted. But at least the investment, the footprint on the bank account is a whole heck of a lot smaller. So yes, in that instance, I do suggest Sew Art for level 1. And we have Miss Stephanie DeWolf in here from Clever Dog Designs, and she does a banged up job teaching how to use Sew Art in her tutorials. So look for her Clever Dog Designs, and you can see how Sew Art works for yourself to determine whether or not you want to take the jump with that investment. So Miss Melissa, you asked, how do you make that pegboard thread holder? That is what we are getting ready to get into, because it's actually quite simple. You're welcome, Kip. And Louisa says she loves Embrilliance and uses it all the time. So you may want to connect. I don't know if both of you are in the Google Plus group, but you definitely can connect in the Google Plus group and discuss the different programs that we use. And we may go ahead and do that as like a survey in our group and see if we can't post the findings on that next week, because there are programs out there I'm not familiar with, and it would be nice to be able to definitely collaborate with others to you know, let you guys know what else is out there, how much it is, and how well it works or how well it doesn't work from the reviews of your peers. So we'll have to put that in motion. And Miss Teresa Spencer, the exact same thing. PE Design 10. I don't use it. Gosh, child, I don't use PE Design 10. I've pretty much stuck with Sew Art and Sew It Pro. I'm sorry, Sew It Pro first. Then I did try Sew Art, and now I'm using Wilcom Hatch. But the Sew What suite of products, I have pretty much all of them, and I love all of them. And you guys, you know what? This is the thing. And I know some may think that I promote Sew What Pro and Sew Art and things of that magnitude because I do resell it on my website. Well, guess what? I don't care. You can go, if you want to try Sew It Pro and Sew Art or any of the other ones. The website is s&scomputing.com, and the letter S, A-N-D, the letter S, computing.com. Same price. You can go get the program from there. You don't have to get it from my website. I don't care, because this is the thing. They were there for me as a brand new embroiderer looking for what I needed to do at an affordable price. Okay. So you have to understand, not everyone is able to go and purchase a $5,000 machine, whether on credit or not, and be able to go and also buy a $600 embroidery editing program, and then another $700 to $800 digitizing program. And then, you see what I'm saying? It was crazy. When I sat down, I almost gave up, actually. When I got my machine, I brought it home. It took me right at a year to even really technically use it effectively and teach myself how to use it. But when I was getting into it and I couldn't do what I wanted to do with the machine, I almost gave up, because the only options that were out there were in the hundreds of dollars. And I didn't have hundreds of dollars. I just bought the Dad Blame machine on Black Friday sale, and it wasn't even $300. I think it was like $260 is what I paid for it. So one day, on an act of frustration, I went out there and I'm like, typed in Google affordable embroidery editing program, and Sew It Pro popped right up. And when I took the time to go read about it and I looked at it, I did the trial, the 30-day free trial. I tried it and I fell in love, because it did everything that I needed to do. And even then, at $65, I had to save up a little bit in order to get it at that time. So they were there for me. They were there for me, not only in affordability, but also in ease of use. So that's why I push Sew It Pro so much, because I believe in that program. It basically transformed and helped me build my business. So I know there are other programs out there, and I'm sure those programs are great. But when you have a program that is affordable for the general population, sorry, I'm going to root for the underdog in this instance, because it really was beneficial and it was worth that $65, every dead bling penny of it, and then some. So I definitely do push that. So we'll have to at some point go into some of the other programs that are out there, and we'll discuss those on another broadcast. I think that's what we'll have to do, you guys, is maybe schedule for next week. We can discuss the other programs that are out there and how to get it. And again, Miss Melissa Hollis, the Sew It Pro, you can find it at www.s&scomputing.com. As a matter of fact, you can Google Sew What Pro and it'll direct you to their website, or if you would like, you can purchase it on my website as well, www.thebabiesbooty.com. So you definitely can do that and you know, find your thing. You guys, we have and I hate to say certain things. There we go. Boop. Let's get rid of that person. All right, now back to the thread chart. You're welcome, Miss Melissa Hollis. Hi, Got Money. How are you? Tina McMurray, thank you. I appreciate that. Miss Bickham, yes, I was here. I apologize. Debbie, you said you love Sew It Pro. I just got my machine and used it and did my very first project. Woo! Change colors and edit text, girl. That's what we like. Let's see. Welcome to you, Two Family Homestead. Hey, Two Family Homestead. Thank you for being here. God's Child, truly understand. I felt the same here. I have it and design too, and I have Sew Art too. Sugar Blossoms, welcome. I appreciate you being here. So yeah, you guys, that's it. That's my take on Sew It Pro. It's not because I get anything out of it. It's because it was there for me. So that's why we definitely want to push that. So at any rate, back to the thread holder. Back to the thread holder. I definitely want to let you guys know how this works because it was so easy, so easy, oh so easy. Yeah, I do need a moderator. Two Family, I know. And normally with my live, I'm on my computer, so it's easier to get rid of trolls. But in this instance, I didn't have a moderator, so it's okay. Tina McMurray, thank you. I'm new at this embroidery machine. Watch many tutorials, and you're the best. Thank you. I really appreciate you telling me that, because it helps keep me on my toes and make sure I'm doing my job. And we also have a project that we're going to put out this week, Lord willing, and I find the time, because I have 3 projects currently going right now that have to be done by Friday, actually by Thursday. So I'm a little bit stressed out, a little bit stressed. All right, so is that a serger behind you? I have one and no idea how to use it. No, this is my embroidery machine. It is a 6-needle embroidery machine. I do have a serger. I don't use it very often at all. As a matter of fact, my throat plate is broken on it, so I can't use it at all at the moment. But normally I just do embroidery. So it's an embroidery machine. But that's thus the reason for the multitude and array of colors here, because in embroidery, you have a customer that comes and the customer is like, well, they want this particular color and that particular color. Well, you need to keep all these different color threads. And that being the case, you need as much thread storage as you can get. So for me, the peg holder was like the perfect solution. So in scouring Pinterest, which is where I got the idea for that from, but it was much smaller, the peg holder. As a matter of fact, I'll show you, which I've shown in other videos as well. That's my smaller peg holder. And basically I had a gold leaf frame already, and I painted the leaf frame silver to match the rest of the decor here in the studio. But this particular pegboard, I want to let you guys know my well, we'll go over the basics first, and then I'll tell you the secret on how I came up with one this big. So pegboard is pretty standard, pretty simple. You can get pegboard from Lowe's. You can get pegboard, order it from Amazon. They actually have a plastic pegboard. This one is not. This is like a composite wood that you can go pick up from Lowe's. It's not super expensive either, especially around this time of year. It's pretty affordable. I just so happened to move into this house where there were 4 sheets of pegboard sitting in the garage in the corner. So I'm assuming the prior owners were going to put up a pegboard tool rack or something like that and never got around to it. So that was my other motivating factor to doing a pegboard thread rack. Okay, so you go and get your pegboard, and it comes in some really big sheets if you get it from Lowe's, and you can cut it down. And you can use just the simple, you can use a circular saw that's kind of overkill, or you can do like a little jigsaw that you can get and do saw work. Now, I am a huge tools and getting dirty and building things and nails and hammers and screwdrivers and wood and Lowe's and Home Depot. I'm huge on building and making things. So for me, I know my way around a tool shed and a tool shop, you know, working with my pawpaw as a baby girl. So it was nothing for me to cut it. But if you need help, what you want to do is find you a frame and then cut your pegboard out to the size that you want. Now, this is a very small scale example, okay, that I'm going to give to you. So you find your frame, which this one has pictures in it of me and my honey bunny when he was a little young person, and my son. And I'm not technically going to use this frame, but I'm just going to show you as an example. So you just take the back and the glass out of the frame because this part you don't need, right? So we set that off to the side. And then you get your pegboard and you cut it down to fit the frame. Obviously, this is not the right size, but I do want to show you guys your standard pegboard. Can you see how flush that is in that frame? I don't know if you can see that or not. It has that lip there on the frame, and this pegboard actually fits really flush right in there with the thickness that you get from Lowe's. Here, and I want to say that's 3/4, not 3/4, 1/2 inch thick maybe, pegboard. So not sure. Now that part I'm not good. Y'all know I hate math, so let's not go there. But at any rate, once you put it and you match it to your frame, because what I would do is I would mark this at the bottom and then cut it to where it nestles right up against this lip in this frame. Okay. So once I do that and I have it cut out to the specifications of this frame, before I put my pegboard in there, I have to go and be all super extra and do all the extra things that I like to do and make my life so complicated. But this part really isn't complicated. I took the time to paint it, right? So I went, and I know you probably won't be able to see that on here, but I went and found some glitter paint and painted this with glitter paint. So it's like a really light seafoam type greenish color, kind of like what's on the wall behind here, and a small finer glitter that I mixed in with the paint and painted my pegboard because I wanted it to have a little bit of glitter to it behind it. So once that dries and it fits your frame, then you go back and you apply your pegboard to your frame. And then once you apply the pegboard to the frame, now this on this particular one could possibly fold over, but I wouldn't necessarily trust that to hold this. So what you could do is reinforce it with a bead of hot glue, or if you're pretty sure this is going to be a permanent thing and the frame isn't an uber expensive one that you want to use again, you can even do some E6000 and put it around the rim of the frame and mount your pegboard permanently. Because the thing is, you're going to be pulling threads on and off, peg hooks on and off. And you want to make sure it's really good and sturdy. Okay, so once you have that, then you just start adding your hooks. I go to Harbor Freight usually to get my hooks because I can get a pack of 5 hooks, or these smaller ones, I think there's 6 that come in the pack for $1.30, if that much. So the hooks are fairly inexpensive. You can even buy them in bulk from Amazon. Now Lowe's is kind of pricey with their peg hooks. Walmart is kind of pricey with their peg hooks. So I generally don't buy them there unless I'm just like desperate and really need a peg hook. But you definitely can get these from Harbor Freight very, very, very inexpensively. Now they're smaller than the more expensive pegboard hooks that are at Walmart and Lowe's. But that's not that big of a deal for a spool of thread. It's not like spool of thread weighs 40 pounds and you need some good hefty peg hooks. So that's where I get my peg hooks from. And the little containers that they make for pegboards are pricey. So I went to Dollar Tree and I got some containers and I used 2 peg hooks and taped it to the bottom. Now that was, you know, rigging it up, trying to, you know, get something extra. But just to show you, you don't have to buy those extra special, so to speak, attachments from the major box stores or from online just to get a container to set on the pegboard. Now, the other thing, the little really cool secret I wanted to mention, which I just found, and it was amazing to me how it all came together. Looking for a frame because I wanted the biggest frame I could find. I went to Goodwill. We actually have a Goodwill that is like the very last stop for anything donated to Goodwill for the Charlotte area. And everything in that particular Goodwill is like half off, and all of the clothes at that time in that Goodwill is by the pound. You don't have to pay the regular Goodwill prices. It's by the pound for all the clothes because this is the last stop for all this stuff and they're trying to get rid of it. So I went to the frames section with pictures and books and stuff like that, and I found a really big print of some kind of painting. I don't even remember what it was. To me, it was not what I wanted because I wanted the frame. And I brought it home, took the glass out of it, took the print out of it, threw the print away, and used the frame for my pegboard. So that's how I was able to get one. It's the exact same principle as this dollar store frame, but I just went to Goodwill and found an El Cheapo print, and it was a $10 picture because it was at Goodwill, and it was half off because, like I mentioned, it was the last stop Goodwill, so all of their stuff was half off. So it was $5 for this frame. And I took the glass out and I used the glass over on that wall as my memo board, as I've shown in other videos. But over here, I mounted the pegboard behind it. So that's pretty much how it was built. I mean, it's not a lot to it. It wasn't difficult at all. The main reason actually why I'm showing how I made this is because I plan to take it down and redo it. So I'm trying to come up with another, if I can't find a bigger frame, then I'm probably going to redo the entire thing, and may not be pegboard again. It may be, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet on what I was going to do, because what I found is I am running out of room for my threads, but I could probably get rid of these smaller ones to put my little bit larger threads up there, but I'm out of room for my threads. So that being the case, I was like, you know what, it would be cool to show them how I made it before I take it down. So at any rate, I saw a lot of scrolling on here and messages and whatnot, so I'm going to go back and check that. But yes, if you're here and you weren't here 28 minutes ago, what we've done is discuss how we made this pegboard pretty much step by step, not completely, because I actually didn't go through the process of making one, but I wanted to show you guys how the pegboard was actually put together because I've had so many people asking how to do it. So we're going to go right back into our troll list comments, and wow, you guys got a lot of comments on here. All right, so let us see. I am up to Melissa Hollis. What material did you use on your baby bibs? On my baby bibs, I always use flannel, some of the softest flannel I can find. On the front and on the back is terry cloth, because to me, terry cloth is pointless to have a bib if it's not absorbent. And what's more absorbent than terry cloth other than a sponge? So yes, my bibs are made out of flannel and terry cloth. Thank you, Miss Two Family Homestead. Folks, give her a thumbs up. Information is worth it. I really appreciate that. So if you did find that information helpful, please, yes, do give me a thumbs up and let me know that you are happy with the information that we've been giving. Rosemary, Two Family Homestead, you might try one of the Craftsy beginners surging courses. Yes, that is true too. And check YouTube. There's quite a few serger free, actually, serger videos out there to show how to use it. So definitely do that. Oh, Mr. Cotton, you see me now. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Justin, thank you for letting you guys know that, or letting everyone know that, yes, we are definitely positive here. We don't do all the craziness and racist and political. We don't discuss any of that, religion. Matter of fact, I try to even not deal with holidays so it's not to offend. So we definitely try and keep everything positive and about embroidery and or crafting. And keep everything light and happy, because that's the whole point. You don't want to, the whole point in crafting is to help you, and it helps make you feel better in addition to making money, but primarily it's to make you feel better. So we don't want to do anything to jeopardize that in here. Hello, Rosemary Carlson. Let's see. Utah grandma, you're so real with no pretending to be perfect. Oh no, we don't do any pretending here either. With great advice, you're a gold sugar. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sheila Cushionberry says, whoop whoop free. Yes, ma'am. Let us see. Keep on scrolling. Smart and creative. Thank you, D Hart. I appreciate that. Looks like 1/4 inch. Sheila Cushionberry says, thank you, Sheila, because you know how I am with math. Hey, Dad. Teresa Spencer, just the piece you took out. Tracy Jones, you're late. Not that late. It wasn't that bad. Sheila Cushionberry, Walmart sells them in a box with multiple sizes. Yes, that box I think is like 15 bucks when you can get more hooks that are what you need. Specifically like those that hold the thread. You get way more of those from Harbor Freight. So definitely check that. And God's Child says she got hers from there as well. Tracy Jones, Amazon has a good price. Posted pictures of my thread wall on the Google Plus group. Oh, please do. And yeah, if you're in the Google Plus group, show me how you store your threads. That would be phenomenal. Oh my God, I would love to see that. So please, if you are in the Google Plus group, please share the picture of how you store your threads, and we can hopefully incorporate them in our YouTube next week to show the different thread storage ideas that people have come up with. Kim Lay says, looks like I will have to search for supplies here in Australia. That would be handy. Yes, I'm sorry. Amazon seems to be pretty decent, so maybe check with them. Is Amazon in Australia? It should be. I think they're worldwide. Sheila Cushionberry says, yeah, you can drill a couple of holes in a plastic box and hang from hooks. You sure can. Oh, yes, down there, instead of buying one of those special fancy doohickey bowls, you can just make one yourself. Harvey Butters is another person that was in here being a troll. Tina McMurray says, great idea. Thanks. You're welcome. Sister Rear McBee, hello to you. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Lumber stores also sell trim that has offset on back, like on frames. Didn't know that, Sheila Cushionberry. We have quite a few. I think 84 Lumber is not far from here, so I may have to go check them out because I would like a larger frame. Sister Rear McBee, new to embroidery, just got your first machine, a Pfaff Creative Sensation. We're gonna have to ring the bell for you, and unfortunately it's the teeny bell, but it's still a bell, so we're gonna have to ring the bell for you here shortly. So remind me. Kip Frog, the Google Plus group, please check another video on this channel and scroll down in the description, and you should find a link to the Google Plus group. After this video is done, I will link all of that at the bottom of this particular video as well. It's just really difficult to do that when it's from the phone or the tablet. So I apologize for that not being here. You just got back online after a blackout? Oh no, well I'm glad you're back because blackouts are no fun. Does Sew What Pro support HUS files? Ronnie's Reps says, right off the top of my head, I believe they do. Because from what I understand, I haven't heard of any file type that Sew What Pro does not support. And the cool thing about Sew What Pro is, if you find a design that you really like and the seller only sells it in, say for instance, PES format, but you use HUS, well, you can still import that PES design into Sew It Pro. And then once you finish editing it, or you can leave it exactly the way it is, you just do save as, and you can use the drop down box and save it in your machine format. So that's another really cool thing about Sew It Pro. And it also has a batch convert option where you can convert multiple files at one time. So that's another really cool feature of Sew It Pro. So yes, Sew It Pro is very handy for a lot of stuff. Let me see. Miss Social Deb says love HF for many items in the sewing room. Miss Debbie says want to thank you for touching upon the bobbins. I was getting bird nest and chewed up fabric. I thought bought bobbins that should have fit even a brother package, but it was not working. Yeah, those bobbins are every single component of that embroidery machine is important. It is very important. We had one lady in a group on Facebook. She didn't realize that after you thread the machine and before you thread the needle, there's a little hook that's just above the needle on the sewing machine. It's like, here's the needle and that hook is right here. That thread needs to go behind that hook on every sewing machine that I've ever come across. So if you miss that step, a lot of times people have issues in their sewing or in their embroidery and they don't know why. Well, that would be why you've missed a step. So definitely check your manual on threading your machine to make sure you don't miss a step, because every part of embroidery is very important in order to get it right. Debbie says, I wound a bobbin that came with the machine and all went well after that. That's correct. That's why they put samples of their bobbins in the machine, and you actually have to really look and compare very closely to see the difference between, say, for instance, the size 15 and the, I want to say it's a SA something or other 156 or something to that effect. The SA 156 is what my brother's small machines prefer to use. Those size 15s, my machine can't stand them. It's a trip to see it. They look almost identical. It's crazy. To an untrained eye, they look almost identical. But my sewing repairman sat me down, we compared the two, and he showed me the differences, and I was like really floored. I didn't realize it. So yes, it's definitely important to use the right tools for the job. Tracy Jones says your husband mounted your pegboard to wood strips. Yes, you can do that as well. I just wanted to be ultra fancy and have a frame, Chad. You know how it goes. Getting here and got to be all fancy and highfalutin. So that's why I did the pegboard. Ethel Smith, I did one pegboard 3 years ago. Cool beans. And Kip Frog, you're welcome for Google Plus. Tina McMurray says, do you have tutorial on skipping stitches? I don't know. I know I have a tutorial on backing up and getting back to your place. So we may have to put that in the roster. I'll try and remember to go and check to see if I have one about skipping past things that you may not want to embroider. Michelle Johnson, hi, hello to you. Thank you for being here. Do you have a video on how to incorporate fonts into Sew It Pro? I do. It is on there, and it will be up under info icon view. So if you're on my channel, or if you just Google the baby's booty and info, like INFO, information, info icon view, and that is how you import fonts into Sew It Pro. Bickham says thread should always be kept away from the sunlight as well as from dust. Dust can cause problems with your sew outs. Cover with a thin clear plastic if on the wall. I keep mine in dressers. And yes, that has been pointed out to me, I don't know how many numerous times, that dust is an enemy. And it is, because you have to understand, thread sheds in the machine naturally anyway as it embroiders or as it sews. So that's why you have to clean out the bobbin area on a regular basis. So imagine your thread is already shedding. So if you have dust going down in there, that's just going to add to it. And dust is usually stickier than the shreds of thread that go into the machine. So it can gum up the machine and cause problems. I take that chance, you guys. It's not a good thing, but it is. It's not a good thing, but that's what I do. And as I mentioned, when I go out of town, I cover it, but on a regular day-to-day basis, I actually do not. Sheila Cushionberry, look for trim that is made to go around paneling. It has an indent on the back to allow for the thickness of paneling. Should be about the same as using a round pegboard. Okay, cool. I will do that. Tony Collins, Sew What Pro does support HUS files. Thank you for checking that. I really appreciate it, because as I mentioned, I haven't come across a format that it doesn't support for embroidery yet. That's a cool thing about Sew What Pro. Ronnie's Rap says, thanks, I'm going to buy it. You are so good. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Kim Lay says, Achinda sewing are all helpful with all things sewing and embroidery. Not sure. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Melissa Hollis, would you upgrade your SE400 to an SE625? I would not upgrade my 400. What I would do is just get a 625 and keep both machines, which I have 3 of the smaller machines. I have the SE400, I have the SE425, and I also have the PE. Oh gosh, what is the other one? PE 600, something like that. I can't remember right now. But I have 3 of the 4x4 machines. So I love each one of them. I bought the second one after I started having some issues with my first 4x4, so that I'd have it as backup, because at the time I had just started my business. But I found one deal on the machine and then another deal on another, so I ended up with 3. And now I have the large machine and already looking to expand to another machine. So it's been quite busy. So I never suggest that you get rid of an embroidery machine. Just hold on to it, because if something goes wrong with one, you'll have another as backup, if you're able to afford to do that. Miss Purple One, Miss D Purple One, sorry, that's what I love about this group. Thank you. Bickham says, never pull the threads out in reverse, always tie on and pull through. That would be absolutely correct. Going backwards can cause more harm than good. Tracy Jones says, I usually spend an entire class teaching your sewing students how to properly thread their machine. Thank you. Gosh, thank you so very much. And I probably should do one as well, but you know, there's so many different types of machines out there. It would take forever to go through all of them. But the cool thing is, just about every sewing machine is threaded just about the same way. So it's pretty much, if you learn one, you kind of learn them all. Teresa Spencer says, missing your crown. I'm missing my crown. 15J for the singers. I use a permanent marker to mark mine so I could tell the difference. Yeah, 15. The size 15 isn't for the brother. And what's funny is, on their website they say you can use it with the smaller machines. My machine can't stand that bobbin. They can't do it, so I don't use it. I really don't. And what I did was I used a fluorescent colored Sharpie on the top side of my bobbins, so that I can know the difference between my sewing machine bobbins and my embroidery machine bobbins. So I did the same thing. Like Grandma's Hand says, so glad I caught you, Best Reese from Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Bilo33, I'm using Sew What Pro and I'm trying to load a pile drop into my brother 400, but it won't show up in machine to stitch. If it's not showing up, 9 times out of 10, the design is too big. It's either too big or it's the wrong file format. So you want to make sure it's PES for your embroidery machine. And you want to make sure that it's, because your design 4x4 is still too big. They misrepresent a little bit the size, mainly because the sizes are based on metric. And the metric version of 4x4, which is 100 by 100, isn't quite 4 inches by 4 inches. So it's just a smidge smaller. So you can't go based on 4x4. So definitely check that and see if that makes a difference for you. Tracy Jones, clear plastic covering your thread. And like I said, I did have it at one point, but I took it down. Utah Grandma Tori, thank you. That's a solution to a problem you've been having. That is amazing. Helping each other out. We love that. Miss Social Deb, I only have my serger thread out. Now I may even change that. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, the serger thread I used to have up here when I didn't have as many threads, but now my serger thread is over on the sewing machine thread board. This is all embroidery machine thread. over here. Veronica, hello from Houston. Hello to you, my dear. How are you today? Tina McMurray, that's what you meant. Cool beans. Bickham says you can cover at the end of the workday as you cover your machines. We gonna scroll past me covering my machines. TCEP, you like Trump? We're not going to discuss politics here. Melissa Hollis says thank you. You're welcome, my dear. The crown I used to wear. Oh, yeah, I wore it one or two of my videos. Yeah, I haven't pulled my crown out in a while. I'm gonna have to do that. So let's see. No 15. Yeah, the brother doesn't like that 15. Kim Lace says almost every machine is threaded the same. I have a brother NV500D. Winfu is a cassette threading type and a pre-loved machine. That's really cool. There are a few that are different and not the same as your old standard, but for the most part, they're all pretty much threaded the same. Bila says, thanks. That size situation is most likely the problem. You're welcome. I've had that problem before, speaking from experience. Marge, thank you for no politics, not the place here. No, it is not. We want to keep everything just as lovely as you all are. And Kim says hello from Windsor, Ontario. Well, welcome. I appreciate you being here, my dear. Thank you. And I even started up a Canada Amazon store as well. So hopefully for those of you in our neighboring countries, we'll be able to check out the Baby's Booty Amazon store here shortly. I started it yesterday and it's going to take some work to get it built up to what it is here in the US. So I did not find my large bell to ring. I apologize, but I do have the teeny bell. And we had one person in here saying that they got a new machine. So who is that? While I go over here and grab my bell so that we can ring the bell before I get out of here, because I don't want to end up taking too much of your time. So I'm gonna give you full glory view of the pegboard while I go grab my bell. Hold on for a minute. All right, we got a little bell over here, y'all. Holler. Miss Debbie, you said so. Sis Rear McBee, you said so. Ronnie's raps were lovely. I am not a leader, ma'am. I'm just an instructor. That's pretty much all I am, and that's what I'm going to be for now on. So thank you, though. I appreciate you being a supporter. Definitely. Sister Rear called you 2 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, for help and got the number off the website. Yes, you did. Thank you. I appreciate you reaching out. You're welcome. You're welcome. I had a good time helping you out, and I appreciate it. So for those of you, can I buy another thread guide for my machine? It's right before you thread. You can buy any part to your embroidery machine that you need. No matter what machine you have, for the most part, as long as it's not an old machine where the parts are hard to find. Sewingmachines.com? Sewing machine parts. Sewingmachineparts.com, I think, is the website. You can buy just about any part, or eBay, or just Google the parts, and you should be able to find the part for your machine. You have a new brother Serger counts? Yes, that does count. Sis Rear says you were so helpful, beautiful spirit too. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So I am going to start with like grandma's hands. You said a brother Serger? Let's ring the bell for your brother Serger. Congratulations. It's still a baby. It may not be embroidery, but it's still a baby. So congratulations on your new Serger. Show us some of the projects that you make with it, please, ma'am, in the Google Plus group. Michelle asked, what's the most recent item I embroidered? A blanket it is. So thank you very much for asking. You're welcome, grandma's hands. Tina say you got your machine in December and have learned from your tutorials with no outside lessons. The skipping stitches I haven't mastered yet. Going to see if I can find yours. Cool beans. And Sheila Cushionberry, thanks for celebrating with me. Terry, love spending sunny evenings with you. You're an inspiration. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. So whom else out there has a machine they need the bell ring for? Let me know what the machine is, because we want to be specific when we celebrate. Not just, oh, I got a new embroidery machine. We want to celebrate an Innovis, or we want to celebrate an SE400. What do you have? Let's see what we've got. Marge says sewing parts online may have a part for your machine, like grandma's hands I will use for your embroidered home decor projects and blankets and pillows. Cool. God's Child, the PR1050X last week. That's a big baby. And don't forget to name your babies. Name your new babies. Congratulations on your big baby, God's Child. Sheila Cushionberry says, need a tutorial on troubleshooting for us newbies. Yeah, that troubleshooting. I do have one, but it's the troubleshooting for the smaller machines. So yes. Melissa Hollis, haven't gotten yours yet, but still debating. Confused. No, just take your time and do research. Don't ever rush into a decision that you may end up regretting, but definitely do some research. Paulette, hey Paulette, thanks Eve for a great video. Okay, good night all and happy embroidery. Happy embroidery to you too. Terry Starling says, I need to come up with a name for your baby. Yes, y'all do. Definitely do that. So you guys, I appreciate it. I thought it was 2 more out there for the bell. So for those who couldn't find the name of their machine, congratulations on yours, because there were 2 others. So we want to congratulate those on getting their machines. Thank you for your time tonight in learning how to put together a pegboard and for your thoughtful questions. If you have any other questions, please, you can feel free to check in the Google Plus group. Send me a message, shoot me an email. Also, I will have description links below this video by the end of the night that you can click on to check out the Amazon page or to check out my personal webpage for So What Pro. Also, other links to other videos such as Clever Dog Designs tutorials for Sew Art. So you guys, I really always appreciate you being here. We're over 6,100 subscribers. You guys are the best despite the trolls. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. So until the next time, what do we want you to have? As many have already said, happy embroidering. And Monday morning, Miss Kim Lace, you have a good rest of your day. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.